Enormous machines that amplify the sound. In the mid-60s, can say that began or were born in the north coast of Colombia. In its early, very small business, canteens, motels, popular neighborhoods, and later changed its size and importance. We can also say that Los Picos or pickups are the popular street stations. It applies to ambulant station or speakers. The picoteros or the DJs have the mission under his power of hearing, oído fino. They try to impulse some melodies and gather as many people in a specific place or outdoor site, known as caseta or verbena called in the streets. Many of these machines under the guidance of picoteros were characterized by drive and maintain exclusivity in them. Also, for their images and painting were different. Previously, it was lived with much more passion than nowadays. These Colombian sound systems were known, among other things, for having their own names, el timbalero, el coreano, el isleño, and others, as well as for them over-the-top appearance and for having audio components that magnified their sound power to the maximum.
Champeta was for years the avant-garde music of this country, but an invisible vanguard, despised by some intellectuals, costeños and cachacos. But the time has passed, and today the champeta has come a long way, something of a paradox. One of the prophets of this music, the great Joe Arroyo, is almost never associated with this kind of music, being that he grew up in the University of Champeta. The Picos of the Caribbean, which has been the school for many musicians and music lovers, being that the majority of its success are covers of its used items and other famous classic Picos like El Conde, El Sibanicu, and El Timbalero. Today the champeta has come out of its ghetto and has arrived to many other cities in Colombia. Champeta with the Pico, but there would be no many other groups that somehow have found their inspiration in this revolution.
In the beginning, to protect the many speakers that could contain the beats, the owners often lie in front of this called escaparate with a mesh or cloth fig. Over time, this became the ideal canvas for the great painters of the era, such as the master William Gonzalez, give a unique and personality to each peak with original designs and patterns. Such was the excitement that these peaks, colorful and ultra-enchulados, began to raise awareness in the people, that soon everyone had their fans, a sort of fan club dancer who persecuted when they were in the parties. Soon, these themes began to be recreated to generals, musical celebrations like birthdays, weddings, and clubs in general. The more important because play in verbenas, and it was here when the peaks stayed forth, when they began to become the center of festivals for thousands of people. Picos can also become a kind of chronographics on events, ideas, and cultural changes that have impacted the coast communities. A few years until now has begun to reveal the musical contribution that has made the picotera culture, among others. Los Picos have revitalized the contact between the Caribbean and Africa in anticipation for decades, in the interest by the so-called world music.
As happened in places like Jamaica, Colombia, since the 70s, we have one of the movements of sound system most original and innovative of all the world, but it happens that Colombia is a country very little proud of their own and very ungrateful with their children more violent. The best because indigenous of our land, the founders of this Champetua revolution, have spent their whole life under the shadow. It's because attacked by the police, their festival prohibited, stigmatized by a racist society and discriminatory, as well have lived for years celebrating their dances, avant-garde and dancing of Macondo for thousands and thousands of inhabitants of the popular neighborhoods and marginals of the coast in the age, living humbly without anyone suspecting the importance of their contribution, and without even dream recognition. Only now Colombia begins to understand the great value of this movement, father of a successful contemporary music. One day the symbol of the city of Cartagena and Barranquilla, or both of them, will be a Pico winner, a liberator, creator of new sounds, mystical and story of different country, more inclusive in the hand of a symbol. The history of Colombia will begin a new circle and dazzling at the same time unexpected.
Perfecto.